The fourth set will be played on Naro Edition. Nope, sorry, Naro Station SE. Spawning in the bottom left-hand position as the Red Terran from Kespa Team 8. It's Ty, and he currently has 2 kills.
His opponent trying to stop the 3rd kill from Kespa Team 8. His name is Parting, spawning as the Blue Protoss on the top right position. And also 2 questions. One was about the Winners League, and you know, I thought you guys said this was all going to be a predetermined matchup, but why do we have a... I'll try to say that a little bit later, but why do we have the Winners League format? Pro League consists of the regular matchups, predetermined ones with the ace player being picked on the day, but we have 2 rounds, rounds 2 and 5 for the season, where we have the Winners League format. So now we get a nice mixture of the regular Team League format plus the all-kill format.
Yeah, indeed.
The second question is, who is my favorite player? I'm torn between Kira and Parting right now.
Really?
Yes.
Your favorite player is not Bisu?
In Pro League this season.
Okay.
Let's end it there. I don't want to explain more about, you know, how Kira and Parting is my favorite player in Pro League, but overall, Bisu is my favorite player outside of Pro League.
All right, cool. Those are Twitter questions, by the way, guys. Feel free to tweet at us, guys, if you have any questions. You can also follow us if you want to. You can follow me. I'm at Whiplash.
And you can ask me away. I'm at Supernova Maniac. And back to the translation, that one cheerful, it says, "Hey, Parting, why don't you destroy the sun chips once again?" I don't know if you remember this.
Okay, so he wants... the fans want to see more BM ceremonies.
Yes, but this goes way back to OSL group selection. Ty was calling Parting out as the dishwashing crew from ESF. And what happened in random 16 after Parting, after Ty picked him? Parting crushed him, crushed the sun chips. Of course, Chun Taeyang, his Korean name means sun. If you just take the pure word, so that's why he was crushing sun chips inside the booth. They're great friends, but they have the rivalry starting from beginning of Stracraft to Kespa scene.
All right. Well, I like that. I hope that we see more ceremonies from him here. Look at this, though. Ty making an engineering bay at the main, or at the natural of his opponent. Parting here, kind of delay that expansion a little bit. But I hope that we see this probe go down there and the Zealot doesn't get canceled. All right. He sees that the engineering bay is being built here, so the Zealot will not be canceled. Militia Corps following the Zealot, and we have 2 Reapers on the way here from Ty, so he's got something prepared, man.
Oh yeah, he really wants to press this on right now. It's like, hey, during the round of OSL, you beat me on in Toon Valley. Well, today, I'm just going to harass around with the Reapers, and you can't do anything about it.
No Stalkers quite yet. There's, of course, Argo, the ace Protoss player from Kespa Team 8.
I have to say, he's been doing really solid this season.
Yeah, overall this season, very, very solid.
You know, you would never expect someone like Argo to be an ace player.
Not from his Brood War days, he wouldn't.
Not from his Brood War days.
He's definitely matured as a player.
Oh,
and,
yeah, definitely.
Has a better mindset, and that engineering bay gets canceled. The Reapers moving into the main base here. Party going to try to block off a few of those Reapers here. And that Stalker and the Militia Corps will get that last Reaper.
Reapers are too fast.
They're too fast, man. They're going to get away. Manage to snag a probe killer or 2, but not much beyond that.
Does not deny the Nexus, however. No. That could have been really huge for Ty over here, but, you know, Parting gets the Nexus down, and now we get a regular play. I really want to commend the Parting about how he walls off really well earlier in the game. You know, if there's a Zergling run by, he starts making infinite buildings. Life couldn't touch him at all. Those 2 Reapers, they could have gone to the back and killed more probes, but no, the pylon blocked everything. His, you know, reaction timing is so perfect in this game.
All right, we're seeing a couple more barracks being added to Ty's building count right now. He's also getting a command center behind this. And the Nexus, it's still being scouted here, and those Reapers just trying to find an opening here where they can do more harassment. But Parting, you know, he doesn't fall for the same trick twice.
Oh yeah, definitely. And all Ty can do right now is scout around, see what Parting is doing. Parting, this build we've been seeing a lot more recently, going for the really early forge, getting the +1 armor, and carrying that out throughout the whole game. And you know, that's actually reactionary to what Terran players are doing these days. They get a really fast engineering bay, possibly against the Stargates and the proxy oracles. And you know, at first it was just like, oh, defensive engineering bay, and they're like, well, I could spend 100 minerals and 100 gas on it right away, so why not get the +1? So now Protoss players are like, well, I could get the +1 right away too.
And if you think about it, they're going for that early reactor. They're going to have the gas for that +1 earlier on in the game anyway, so why not go ahead and get it? The Reaper is splitting up now, doing some scouting here. They want to just confirm the tech of parting here, and the Twilight Council is scouted here, so that's going to definitely kind of alert Kier, sorry, not Kier, Ty, of what's going on here, and then he doesn't have to worry as much about the Robotech earlier on in this game here. That Reaper being quite annoying, but will eventually die here.
Goodbye.
Taken out there. So the real question now is, Ty, he has seen that his opponent is going for the Twilight Tech. How is he going to respond?
And how is Parting going to respond after showing the Twilight Tech? Is he going to stick to it for a long time, or is he going to do a quick transition?
Well, he's getting that charge, and he is putting up the Robo now. So not going to go into fast Templars or anything like that. I do like that he's getting that fast charge, though. We've been seeing this more often from Protoss players, the kind of counter that the Hellbat SCV pull off 3 base.
Yeah, and he's going to get a Twilight Council behind us, so this is going to be Immortal Templar composition from Parting.
And that's what it is starting to look like right now.
Unless he cuts a lot of gas and then goes for the Robo Bay right after, which is going to
be that would be
nearly
really weird
impossible,
considering the Templar archives.
Yeah, nearly impossible to pull off on 2 bases.
A couple extra gateways being added on here. You of course have more minerals to spend on gateways and gateway units when you go for this kind of unit composition over Pure Colossus. So not a surprise to see that there. +1 armor now on the way for our Terran player. His stim about halfway done, and you know what? He's just adding more barracks onto his army
bases. Yeah. Usually players will start to look around their natural bases, their 3rd base, and see if there's any observers or probes, hidden proxy pylons, and then put down the 3rd command center right away. So it seems like, oh, Ty is actually making 2 Widow Mines right now. Interesting. We rarely see this in PBT, except earlier in the game. So now it seems like Ty, he wants to gain some positional advantage in this game.
We have our first Archon on the way here, so not researching Storm just yet. He's going to really just focus on that Zealot, Archon, Immortal composition. This for now. We're not seeing any Immortals out quite yet here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he plotted down a few of those here and there. That +2 armor about halfway down there. And Widow Mines just moving around, trying to be annoying here. This Observer, though, sees what's going on. And we're having more Widow Mines added into the army composition of Ty here, potentially as a response to the amount of Zealots being added into this army, which is kind of weird if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, once you deactivate them, then the Zealot just tanks the damage, and the Chargers are going to do a lot, but if Parting makes a mistake in the main battle, then all of those Zealots are going to get wiped out. So he also needs to be careful, but it also delays the expansions on Protoss.
Oh, that probe getting taken out there, and
Parting knew about it.
Parting knew about it. He could have sent in a Zealot or something, but I guess he just wanted to let the probe kind of do the dirty work there. Immortal now on the way here for Parting. We don't have a second Forge out just yet here, but he is going to go ahead and grab that 3rd Nexus there at 12 minutes, and you know, it's pretty safe doing that. Not seeing any drop play quite yet from Ty, though.
No drop play from Ty, and no Storm by Parting.
We do see the Caedius reactor on the way, though, for those ghosts. They're going to get more energy earlier on. +3 armor on the way. We may see a bit of a skirmish here. 2 Widow Mines going off. And will we have an engagement here? Parting is a little bit behind in supply, but that's to be expected against a Terran player.
It's also a little bit iffy to actually engage into that position, because yes, Parting has the charge lots, but those are Marauders, those are Widow Mines mixed in. So he can't easily engage into that. If he loses all of his Zealots, then he's going to outright lose the game.
All right, Robotics Bay being added here to this army mix. The Ghosts are going to be in this army very soon here, and that's going to be one of the more difficult things for Parting to deal with. And the Widow Mines, so I mean, that's got to, you know, you don't see that often, but nice force fields, and they just get, well, medevac lifts those.
Fantastic lift by Ty.
That was a good lift. That was like instant reaction. The Widow Mines, though, they're going to connect with a lot of those Zealots. It doesn't seem to matter, though. The Archons, the Immortals, the +2 armor really doing its job right now. At this army composition, there's no real AoE in it. And that's going to be the hard thing. That Parting is going to have to deal with eventually.
And Parting secured enough time to get the third base up, enough time to get the Robo Bay down. Ty is scouting around to see what Parting is making right now. He doesn't see the high templates, but he just cannot assume that it's going to be Colossus just yet. The tech switching from Ghost to making the Vikings, you know, you have to invest a lot of money into it. But the problem is if Ty doesn't know about it for the next 3 or 4 minutes, then he's going to get caught off guard and...
Oh,
wait a minute!
We're seeing
Whoa!
That is a lot of SCVs
that is a
here.
huge train.
This is going to be very hard. Good force fields going down. Kills off 2 of the ghosts there. And there are still a few ghosts in this army. I think only 1 actually. It's going to be very hard to hit. Time Warp going down here. There's still enough energy for a Nexus Cannon. Is it going to activate? Nexus Cannon goes down here. We're going to need to see Parting use perfect force fields and management here. But there are just so many SCVs in this army. Probe's getting pulled off the mineral line as well. That's when things are getting desperate. 1 Colossus is on the way here. Parting has to buy a little bit more time.
Just a little more. Just a little more. And the Colossus does get come out, but Parting, he doesn't have that much ground army to cover the Colossus.
And Ty looking very dominating here. It looks like he will be able to go ahead and finish off his opponent here. The medevac count very high. And I think this may be curtains for Parting.
Yeah, but remember, his opponent put all of the SCVs. He only has 14. If Parting can defend just once, then he wins. He still has a chance. The Nexus Cannon just finished, but the Immortal is still there. +3 compared to only, you know, little upgrade from our current player. The Colossus is out once again.
Colossus is out. He has to keep that Colossus alive. If he can keep this Colossus in hold, he will win this game. He's still got that third base. The Widow Mines here, though, they're gonna be active again very soon here.
Remember, he doesn't have the Observer, but he needs to go defend the third base right now.
Uh-oh, those probes are sitting ducks here. And Parting moving in with the rest of his army. EMP goes down, Drops moving up. They're gonna go straight into the main base here. And 1 still going into the natural. Parting, or Ty, though, his units, they're starting to get spread out here. And at the same time, the economy is being absolutely decimated for the Protoss. I think that Colossus, it's going to potentially get sniped off here. Very close. It does live, though.
And this is looking worse and worse for Ty. This is the build where you just finish your opponent. If you cannot do that, look at the economy right now. Even if he's killing all of these probes, he did not kill the third Nexus. He only has 18 SCVs. Parting, he has the charge slots, he has the Colossus, and he's forcing Ty to just hop into the main base and back to the natural. But Parting, he needs to take out the Water Mines at the natural.
He's got to take him out. Good feedback's going down. Those medevacs are getting very red here. These units, they're forced to go back into the corner. Ty being very cost efficient here, and there's only Zealots essentially left here, but the medevacs, they're out of energy. They can't really do too much healing here. More reinforcements coming from Ty. Parting, another Archon being made as well.
This
and those
is
2 Immortals, I think they're going to be the killing blow here. And Ty, man, he was so close to breaking Parting there. I was almost convinced that Parting would not be able to defend against that.
The power of the SCV pull all-in is that you know the composition of your opponent, and you pretty much crumble everything that your opponent has when the push comes. But Parting, he decided to go for the Robo Switch a little bit earlier than the other players out there, and it pretty much caught Ty off guard. Colossus comes out, and Ty's like, oh crap, this was supposed to be pure Templar Archon Immortal composition for me, and you know, it just didn't work out for Ty.
Alright, so Ty trying to move in here again, but the problem is the Archon count, it's up now. There's 2 Immortals, 3 Archons. We don't have Storm yet, and nice drop at the natural. They're going to take out that cannon very quickly here. One of the medevacs is sniped, though, so a lot of those Marauders are on a one-way trip here into this Protoss base, and at the same time, another attack at that third, but Parting, he is too good, man. You can't drop this guy. He will stop you at every corner.
This is pretty much the last-ditch effort by Ty. If he loses his army, he's going to lose the game. And it's looking more grim for Ty right now. He's trying to catch up in the SCVs and the army at the same time, but he's not dealing any damage to Parting at this point.
Boxer looking quite happy with the situation right now. Parting was in such a potentially terrible position. It looked like he was so close to getting taken out.
The Nexus Cannon and the Colossus really saved him. And
the Colossus definitely
and also
helped out.
Ty overcommitting in that position.
Well, that's about as overcommitting as you can get there, man. Pulling essentially every single SCV that you have. Second SCV trend coming here, but I don't think it's even going to matter.
No EMPs on the Archon, and that's gonna be it!
GG! Holy crap, I have never seen that many SCVs get held off by a Protoss player. Parting! This guy, he's just too good, man. He's too good for the Terrans out there. What an intense and close game. I gotta hand it to Ty. He played his heart out there. It was looking very, very grim for Parting, but in the end, he was able to win. Will he do another Sunship ceremony here?
Well, it's more like Bunky stealing the show with the ceremony at the end. Ty did a great job of Parting. Like I said, the power of the SCV pull-in is you know what your opponent is going to go for. For example, if your opponent goes for the Colossus-based army, you make a lot of Vikings, and it all depends on the micros.